height advantage at 5'9", but you can see the reach belongs to Marlon Starling. Only 2 defeats on the record of Kevin Howard in blue. Only 1 defeat on the record of Marlon Starling in white. The referee is Matt Mullaney from South Hadley, Massachusetts. Scoring on a 5-point must system will be done by 3 judges at ringside. John Stewart from Longside, New Jersey. Billy Graham from East Islip, New York. Former great professional fighter himself. And Sal Maltempo from Manchester, Connecticut.
This is a very big fight for both fighters. In fact, there is no feeling out process, as you can see. Kevin Howard came straight at Marlon Starling, and Starling seems to be very serious about this particular fight because they're looking forward to fighting for the title.
Tim, despite the fact that Kevin Howard made the weight and Starling had to go back and take off that half pound, Howard did have trouble all week with the weight, and he had to bring his weight down rapidly. Let's see if that has any effect on him during the fight.
It is scheduled for 12 rounds, remember, for the Continental Championship, combining the United States title and the North American title. Starling fought for that same combination against Donald Curry and lost. Curry, moving on to the World Championship, vacated those 2 crowns, and thus it is a vacant title that is at risk here today, or at stake, for these 2 fighters, Starling in white and Howard in blue.
Tim, yesterday I had breakfast with Kevin Howard, and he told me the fact he hadn't had any fluids for 3 days. Now, this could be a factor. In fact, I really believe that as the rounds go by, Kevin Howard may get weak.
Well, it wasn't too long ago he fought Mao De La Rosa at 159.5 pounds. So whether 147 is a comfortable weight for him certainly is a question mark.
You notice now, Marlon Starling is pretty much just walking Kevin Howard down. He's starting to land with some pretty good shots. He's not moving as much. And you notice there's no showboating with Marlon Starling. He's very serious about this fight.
Less than a minute to go in round 1. And Gil, one interesting comment by Marlon to us, the fact that having the home crowd behind him may add additional pressure rather than help him.
Well, yes, I've mentioned that before, Tim, in other fights. Sometimes when the guy's fighting in front of his hometown people, he tries a little too hard and loses his rhythm.
In fact, he said in that Curry fight, which took place in Atlantic City, there were many, many Hartford fans down there. He said he recognized some people high in the seats, and he said, I never should have been able to pick anybody out in the crowd. I should have been concentrating more.
To be effective against a fighter like Kevin Howard, uppercuts. In fact, Marlon Starling just threw left uppercut. Now you notice the punches that he's able to get through. The uppercuts, right and left uppercuts, because he raises his opponent's head, and then he's able to connect with the overhand right.
Good combination. Down goes Howard from a left hook. A good combination. Staggered him. A left hook sent him to the canvas. Howard is back on his feet, as you can see, but he is not in very good condition. There's the bell ending round 1. So Kevin Howard, escaping in the final seconds, made it to his feet quickly, but he was on wobbly legs. And the crowd here in Hartford loves the performance by the Magic Man. Let's look at that combination that rocked him first.
Well, the punches that did it, you notice the left hook and the uppercuts. That left hook and right hand staggered Kevin Howard, and he connected with that devastating left hook.
All right, here we see it again. Starling moves in, throws a hook, right hand, and when Howard's off balance, he nails him with that left hook.
Kevin Howard has been down only once in his professional career at the hands of Johnny Cooper. The fight ended in a draw. He ultimately avenged that draw with a 10th round knockout of Cooper. So he is not used to the canvas at all. He had only 9 amateur fights. Decided that the way the scoring was done in the amateurs, he wasn't going to be too successful there. He turned pro at the age of 18. Now he looks fairly fresh, but we'll find out early if the legs are still there.
Well,
round 2.
He's still a little dazed, Tim. In fact, Marlon Starling with his great hand speed, and he has developed. I mean, he's gotten very strong. I don't think this fight's going to go past the 2nd round.
Starling coming out with purpose here in round 2.
Well, Howard should be right at home. This is the way the workouts are in the Philadelphia gyms.
Intelligent move by Howard to tie up Starling, who came out to try and get the early knockout in round 2.
You notice how effective Marlon Starling is without the showboating. He doesn't need that.
We haven't seen the Starling stomp yet and probably won't.
Now, he shouldn't be rushing himself. Marlon should be taking his time, use that left jab, set his man up, not trying to land with one big punch.
Starling has been bothered by tendonitis in both hands and in the wrist area in past fights, and apparently is still having a bit of a problem with that. He would probably like to get this fight over with early.
Well, Kevin Howard is still a little dazed, but he's doing the right thing because he's moving, trying to clear his head.
Starling getting instructions from his cornerman, Max Buckley, who's always very vocal through the course of the fight. Go ahead, Ray.
Marlon is doing the right thing. He's staying on top of his man. Now, he shouldn't let his man get his head clear and regain his composure. He should stay right on top of him.
Round 2 scheduled for 12.
Howard is not used to running in fights. His usual style is to walk right in, snap the jab, and try to hit you with those solid combinations. Now he's being forced to run.
Howard's best win over Bobby Joe Young, a 10-round decision. Starling scores a combination inside.
There's still enough time for Marlon Starling to get Kevin out of there if he doesn't rush himself. Take his time, use that left jab, set his man up.
Probably noticed Starling looking over to his corner to get instructions from Mac Buckley. Gil, you're one of the great cornermen of all time. Do you advise that?
Absolutely not, Tim, because you have to keep your eyes on the guy you're fighting, and the lights can go out at any time. There's no timeouts in boxing.
But it is part of their system. It is encouraged, indeed directed by Buckley for Starling to look over and get instruction from him. Ray, what do you think of it?
I don't need those instructions. All he has to do is continue to stay on top of his man. If that was me in the ring, the fight would be history.
Less than 30 seconds to go on round number 2. There's the first piece of the Starling stomp that we've seen so far. It may evidence a little bit of frustration that he hasn't been able to get Howard in this round so far.
Now he's fighting southpaw, Tim. I've never seen him fight southpaw before. Again, I can't understand why a guy would change his style when he's doing so well fighting the way he was.
Well, he's letting his man get away.
Coming to the end of round number 2, so Kevin Howard has gotten through this second round. A chance to freshen himself up.
Hit him with a right in the ribs, and he turned right around.
Yeah, we just talked about it. He'll be on the case if he goes that way again.
You don't need to move at him quite as much. Go more.
Round number 3, Marlon, Starling, and White in front of his hometown Hartford crowd. Kevin Howard from Philadelphia down late in round 1. Got through round 2. Let's see if he's got some freshness back.
There is no snap on Kevin Howard's punches. I really believe this weight division is starting to bother him because he had difficulty in making the weight.
Trainer Frank Ward, also his manager, along with Jimmy Arthur and Eddie Aliana, working over him very busily between rounds. Starling jabbing effectively here early in round 3. Kevin Howard with wins over Bobby Joe Young, as we mentioned, Dick Eklund, Robert Sawyer. Both of his losses to Roger Stafford.
See the uppercuts, how effective they are.
Howard is standing right in front of Starling and he's not moving his hands. That's one of the cardinal sins in boxing. Anytime you're in front of a guy, you got to throw punches.
Well, Howard is punching, but, you know, Gil, there's nothing on it.
Starling, ranked number 4 by the WBC, number 9 by the WBA. He knows that he'll have to wait for a shot at Donald Curry's WBA crown. The result of that loss to Curry, but he hopes that victory here will put him in title contention for the WBC crown, which will be settled between Colin Jones and Milton McCrory in a rematch of their draw.
Another thing about showboating, Tim, in fact, I did a lot of it when I was fighting.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I did a great deal of it. You burn unnecessary energy. You can't do it too much.
Under a minute to go in round number 3. How long did it take you to learn that?
After I retired.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Gil Clancy, and Tim Ryan live from Hartford Civic Center.
All right, now we have a southpaw again. We have Starling the southpaw. Right, back again the other way.
Watch, every time the Starling throws an uppercut, most of the time it lands. But he needs to put more punches together when he raises his opponent's head.
There goes Starling looking to his corner again. I think he should just fight his fight, get his instructions between rounds.
"15 seconds left in round number 3. Howard really just surviving through. That's his best combination try the entire round. Brings Starling back, and a good counter punch by Howard as we wind down. Round number 4, live from the Hartford Civic Center. Marlon Starling in white, Kevin Howard in blue. 12-round scheduled bout. Good morning to Howard for pushing, and the referee, Matt Mullaney from Massachusetts.
You know, Ray, sometimes when a fighter like Marlon Starling scored that knockdown in the first round, then they're looking to land that one big punch and they're looking to get the guy out of there. Those knockouts come by themselves. What he should be doing now, moving his hands, punching to the body, punching to the head, and then he will get the guy out of there. But when you stalk a guy and looking to hit him with the one big one, it just never seems to happen.
Well, that's the way that Kevin Howard was able to get away from Marlon Starling. Starling tried to load up. In fact, he forgot about his left jab. And here he's giving Kevin Howard an opportunity to come back, which is a big mistake.
This is the best start in a round by Howard here in round 4. Seems to have some legs back underneath him now and snapping his punches a little bit better.
I'm surprised at the mobility of Howard. He was knocked down in the first round. That made him become a boxer, and he really is moving from side to side, moving around pretty good.
Landed a good left hook lead.
I'm waiting for a leadoff right on the part of Marlon Starling because he's been landing it. But what he should do, he should come back with the left hook. He should finish up with some more punches.
Well, he's stalking the guy, stalking him again, not moving his hands, not looking to throw combinations.
Another thing, Starling's not giving any type of head feints. He's walking straight towards Kevin Howard. Howard should be doing something. He should be using his jab or throw some punches at least. Because every time he stops, Starling throws those combinations and gets him in trouble. Starling is so much stronger than Kevin Howard. And Kevin is a good puncher.
Solid right hand landed by Starling. Under a minute to go, round 4.
Now watch the uppercuts, Tim. Inside Starling's, he released those beautiful left and right uppercuts. But when he starts playing, he gives his man time to get his head together.
He'll usually bang his gloves together like you saw there to try and sell his opponent the notion that he wasn't hurt at all by being hit.
You notice the uppercuts. They land so clean, they so easy to throw. That was a bad punch on the part of Marlon Starling.
Never throwing a right-hand uppercut lead from outside, Ray. It looks pretty, but boy, you can get nailed.
Now those are the kind of punch. You notice when he's doubling up now.
Good combination scored by Starling. Not backing up Howard. Howard's a little stronger than he was. He's recovered well from the knockdown. Final seconds of round 4. This is round 5. You're looking at Kevin Howard, ranked number 9 in the world in the welterweight division by the World Boxing Council, against number 4 ranked Marlon Starling for the USBA NABF Championship. Over 12 rounds. If you join us along the way, Starling knocked down Howard in the final seconds of round 1. And he has had his way through most of this fight. We're now into the 5th.
You know, Kevin Howard's starting to get back into the fight.
Yes, he is.
He's picked the tempo up, and now he's starting to throw more punches. He's moving better, and he's also thinking.
Right, Ray, he's a thinking man's fighter right now. You can actually see that brain working.
You can see the concentration.
Referee Matt Mullaney separating them in the Howard corner. A right-hand Lee landed by Howard.
Here's Starling making faces at Kevin Howard. Instead of making faces, you should be moving his hands.
You notice every time that Starling double up on his punches, especially that left hook, he connects. And he puts Howard in trouble every time. The uppercuts and the left hooks.
Starling scoring well in that last flurry. A little blood from the nose of Kevin Howard.
Now Starling should double up now. Inside with that left uppercut and then turn to a left hook.
Again, looking to the corner to pick up the instructions from Mac Buckley. In a lot of states, they don't allow that kind of coaching during a round. Buckley talks non-stop, and Starling listens. At least he tells us in Buckley he listens. Solid short right hand scored by Starling.
I know about that not allowing any coaching, Tim. I was coaching Griffith in one fight, and they fined me $500.
You take it out of Emil's purse?
Not really. They fined me.
Kevin Howard now is starting to wear down.
Under a minute to go in the 5th round, scheduled for 12.
He's been hitting some repeated shots by Marlon Starling. And I see signs of fatigue in Kevin Howard. Once again, Starling turns to southpaw.
Peter Ray Leonard, Gil Clancy, Tim Ryan. We are live from the Civic Center in Hartford. Marlon Starling country, and they were excited in round 1 when he had Howard down. And they come alive as he scores a combination. Under 30 seconds to go in the 5th.
He's hurt, Tim. Kevin Howard's hurt. Now this is when Starling should stay on the attack. Throw those punches under. He gets his man in trouble, then lets him off the hook. It's a big mistake once again.
Coming to the end of the 5th round. Round number 6 in Howard's corner. They worked on a cut inside his lower lip. He has had a little blood from the nose. Marlon Starling has been in command.
Tim, Howard has always been known as a fighter with a lot of stamina that comes on late in a fight. But this time he looks like he just has just about nothing left. And it's because he had to take off all that weight the last week. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes a fighter can make. You should take off the weight early and then keep at the weight for the last week or so. Has no strength at all.
The way I would take my weight off, Gil, I would at least get off at least 3 weeks prior to the fight and gradually so I could be strong at 147.
That's right, man. That's the proper way to do it.
Howard, meanwhile, banging successfully to the body early in this round, but not moving Starling at all. Scoring points, mind you, but not hurting Starling.
This should be the round. The second round, he let this man get away. But this round, because Kevin Howard's really blowing hard. He's really tired.
Well, Howard had enough strength to wrestle Starling down to the canvas, and Marlon gets up, a little look of disgust and a smile on his face. A warning from the referee, Matt Mullaney, to Howard.
He could have used that strength. I mean, he
Tim,
gave it away.
Interestingly enough, Starling fell to the canvas, and the referee wiped Howard's gloves. Starling's glove still has the rosin on them.
You notice how slowly Kevin Howard was moving around the ring. He's really tired. He's really going hard. And as the crowd called Marlon Starling Moochie, he should be on the attack.
Moochie the Magic Man. Probably the most popular boxing hero in Hartford since the days of Willie Pep, who was here at ringside, the great featherweight world champion.
There went your Starling stomp, Tim.
The Starling stomp is evidenced again here in round 6. Combination landed by Starling.
Starling still has time to get his man out of there.
Under a minute to go in the 6th round.
To be the champ, you can't afford to do all this. You can't be playing around. After you become champ, then you can play around. Look at those combinations.
Got good hands, hasn't he, Ray?
Very quick hands. He puts them together very well.
When he feels like it.
Well, that may be his downfall. He has so much talent.
Another combination scored by Starling. Howard kicked that left hand out.
There seemed to be a cut on the right eye of Kevin Howard.
Maybe just under the right eye of Howard. We'll try and get a closer look at that. Well, some of the crowd booing the Starling stomp. They'd rather see him put his man away. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to pep.
This is round number 7. Tim Ryan with Bill Clancy and Sugar Ray Leonard live from Hartford. Marlon Starling in white, Kevin Howard in blue, and there is a cut at the corner of the right eye of Kevin Howard. Round number 7. Howard rallying a bit here in this 7th round. He's trying. And Starling finally backs him up with 2 solid lefts and a right. Now a left hook nearly sent him to the canvas. Howard in trouble. Starling trying to keep him from grabbing. Backs him up and the crowd comes to its feet.
That's the same kind of left hook he hit him with in the 1st round. He gets him off balance and then he nails him.
Well, Kevin is on Queer Street now. Kevin Howard's really on Queer Street. And now Starling has another opportunity to get his man out of there.
In the 7th round, Howard nearly went down.
He's really gone,
Starling
Tim.
muscling him.
Those uppercuts, left hooks thrown by Marlon Starling has done a great deal of damage to Kevin Howard. Howard is on Queer Street. All Starling has to do is stay on top of his man, and he should get him out of there.
1 or 2 good body shots will set up a punch to the head, and then he will have Howard out of there. But every punch now has been to the head again.
I think he heard you, Gil, because he went straight for the body. Kevin Howard now is really trying to survive.
1 feint left hook to the body, right hand on the chin, and we can all go home. And in Starling's corner, in fact, they're telling him, punch to the body.
I don't know why Starling's not as aggressive as she should be. He's letting another opportunity get away from him.
Under a minute to go in the 7th round, scheduled for 12. Pounding away with Howard on the ropes. And again, Kevin Howard just won't go down. Well, they say Philadelphia fighters are tough. It's become almost a cliche. But here's more evidence of it.
One place Howard doesn't want to be is with his back against the ropes, because that's when Starling can really operate.
If Starling should throw a series of combinations right now, I'm sure the referee will stop it.
Under 30 seconds to go in the 7th round.
Referee has done a good job in this fight. You notice when you don't see a referee, you don't notice him. That means he's doing a good job, and he is doing a good job.
Once again, Gil, Starling let his man get away, had him hurt very seriously, and he let Kevin Howard back off the hook again.
Coming to the end of the 7th round. Oh, hello. Yeah, we lost all Ritlow. No, we can't.
Come on, Kevin. Stop taking them unnecessary shots.
Yes, we will. Round number 8. It has been all Marlon Starling through 7, scheduled for 12. And it seems when the topic is the fact that he's been unable to score a knockout, you're really talking about a fight that has been one-sided, and indeed it has. Marlon Starling with a knockdown in the 1st round, with Howard going to the canvas in the final seconds. But Marlon Starling has been in control throughout.
There's definitely no power at all in Kevin Howard's punches. He's been landing some shots, but there's nothing on him. It's been mostly slaps, and like Gil said, the weight has really affected Kevin Howard tremendously.
A little blood from the cut, the corner of the right eye of Kevin Howard.
Tim, you know, anytime you have an opportunity to get a fighter out of there, you should really get him out of there, because anything can happen in a fight. When you're in a corner, you worry about everything. They could bunk heads, for example, and Starling could come out with a bad rip and lose a fight. He's had many an opportunity to end this fight, and up to this point, Howard's still around and still trying.
I don't like the way that Marlon Starling bounces up and down. Because if he should come in and Kevin Howard should throw a straight punch, he could catch him and put him in some trouble. You know, he's completely off the canvas. He bounces up and down. And it's difficult to get leverage bouncing up and down the canvas.
Well, we just saw an example of that, just as you were describing it. Now he got flat-footed and landed a good combination.
I don't like what they're doing. The bad sportsmanship of throwing, tossing each other around the ring, the wrestling. Kevin Howard is out of the fight, Tim. He's definitely hurt, and I still don't understand why Starlings don't stay on top of him.
And I don't understand why he doesn't rip those punches to the body a little more.
Under a minute to go in the 8th round. Kevin Howard staying in there gamely, but that's really all you can say for him.
Again, Starling looking for one punch. The jab, you notice when he throws the left jab, he gets close. There he just lands with the overhand right. Every time Starling throws his left jab, he gets closer and he's able to throw combinations. But when he tries to look for one shot, it never comes.
And the amazing thing is he puts his combinations together so beautifully. I mean, he should be doing it time after time.
And again, Gil, he's letting this man get off the hook.
Less than 30 seconds to go. 8th round. Indeed, we're now down under the 10-second mark.
You have to admire Kevin Howard for courage, though. He's hanging in there as best he can.
That'll be it for round 8. Oh, no, wait a minute. Might, no, not yet.
Don't you want to go home with the title? You got to beat this guy, man.
Round number 9, Marlon Starling in white, the hometown hero, the Magic Man of Hartford, Connecticut, having his own way in terms of the fight as we see it through 8, but having difficulty in taking out Kevin Howard, who appears ready to go and has appeared to be in that condition for some time. And Howard continues to hang in there gamely, therefore keeping his chances of that one lucky punch alive. Starling even looks over at us. I think part of his problem is the fact that he's taking his coaching from Buckley in the corner. He's never able to concentrate for a full 3 minutes. I think that's got to be part of his problem, right?
He gets too relaxed, Tim. He gets his man in trouble, then all of a sudden he takes that nonchalant attitude, which in return lets his man get away. Kevin Howard, I really like what I see him as far as determination. And he possesses that special ingredient that champions have.
Well, when he fought Donald Curry, the only fight he lost, split decision, a lot of people felt that he gave the fight away by showboating and not concentrating and sticking to punching.
Well, even Marlon himself agreed with that assessment after the Curry fight.
But Tim, he didn't learn from it because he's still clowning around and he still walks around sometimes without throwing a punch.
Let's not forget, he probably knows, as we do, that he's well in front in this fight. The only risk that he's at right now is the one you pointed out earlier. He might catch a butt or he might catch that lucky punch.
Tim, you mentioned that he has problems with his hands. He has tendonitis in both hands, and if he could get the guy out of there, I'm sure he would have him out.
Absolutely.
I see a left hook coming by Marlon Starling because he's starting to throw more jabs. He's getting closer. And all he has to do is turn that left hook over.
We're in the 9th round. Let's also mention that he was the one who had to shed a half pound at the weigh-in today. So you wonder a little bit about his conditioning coming up to the fight.
Those are the left hooks, Tim. He's starting to throw now.
Under a minute to go in the 9th round. It's scheduled for 12, remember, the USBA and NABF titles at stake.
Now, Kevin Howard looks more alive now than he has in the last couple of rounds. A little more pep, a little more life.
And a little blood from the cut, the corner of his right eye. Not been a factor in the fight.
Kevin Howard is fighting a very intelligent fight. Due to the fact he's weak, and I'm sure that weight loss really bothers him, but he's fighting a very intelligent fight here. Utilizing the whole ring.
But it's a survival fight, though, Ray. His only chance at this point is he's got to take it to Starling.
Well, he has nothing to make this man respect him. Because he's throwing punches, and there's nothing on his punches.
Winding down in round number 9, scheduled for 12. We're in the final seconds.
Have some fun with you. I'll say if you were standing in a Tony, all right. I know what you're saying.
This is round number 10, scheduled for 12 for the North American and U.S. welterweight titles. Kevin Howard in blue, Marlon Starling in white. We have yet to give Howard a round on our scorecards.
You know, Marlon Starling standing up in the corner between rounds, Ray. I don't think you could have done that because you were so much taller than Angelo Dundee. You wouldn't have been able to hear him, so he's talking to you.
You're right about that, Gil.
Starling starting quickly here in the 10th round with some more purpose than we've seen.
The uppercuts, Tim. Look at the uppercuts. Look at the uppercuts. Beautiful shots thrown by Marlon Starling. He should have did this earlier.
All right, but let's see if he keeps it up. He does it for a while, and then he goes back into his Starling stop or whatever.
Well, Howard survived that onslaught. But that's all he's been doing is surviving. Mouth open. Kevin Howard. We have to reiterate that it is evident that getting down to the weight has cost him strength and stamina in this bout.
Seriously, Ray, what do you think of this standing up between rounds in the corner?
Well, you know, I never really did that, Gil, because I wanted to preserve as much energy as I could. If I could stand up, but you see here, Marlon Starling's just dominating, and I guess he can afford to do that.
I think the referee should start taking a long look at Kevin Howard as of now. He's starting to really show the effects of his punches.
On the part of Marlon Starling, once again, if he should get his man in the corner and throw a series of combinations, the ref should stop it.
He wobbled Howard again. On the ropes right above us. Starling going to work. Howard hanging in gamely. Two snapping left jabs by Starling.
I don't see why he's moving back. Starling moves back. He gets his man hurt. He moves away from him. Here, he just threw a lot of punches, and I'm sure the referee would stop the fight.
Well, he moved away and looked over to his corner to get the word from Buckley as to what to do next.
And he turned southpaw.
He shouldn't let his Kevin Howard hold him. He should pull away from him, step back, and get some more punches in.
I think we may have established Mac Buckley as the Ion Turiak of the boxing business here.
Tim, who knows what did Ion Turiak weigh?
He was a very good middleweight in Romania.
Observe Kevin Howard. He's really blowing hard. He's really tired, and he's hanging in there.
Well, that's from the survival school in the Philadelphia gyms.
Under 15 seconds to go in round number 10. It's been all Marlon Starling, but there is Kevin Howard still on his feet.
I will stop the fight.
Coming to the end of the 10th round. Round number 11. Kevin Howard in blue, Marlon Starling in white. Scheduled for 12 for the USBA and NABF titles in the welterweight division. Number 4 in the world against number 9. Some more cutesy stuff from Marlon here. Howard evidently just hoping to get through the 12, and he's wobbled again.
It's a very frustrating fight for Kevin Howard because once he throws a punch or any particular combination, it has no effect on Marlon Starling and discourage a fighter. You know, if I was in there, really, I would just try to score points and try to outbox Marlon Starling because there's definitely no snap on the punches of Kevin Howard.
He's trying. Say that for Kevin Howard.
Well, it looks like he left his strength in the steam room. Or whatever method he used to take that weight off.
Starling needs to go to the body a couple times. His fatigue has set in on Kevin Howard, and he can wear his man down even more with body shots.
Starling should read a book on the work ethic. I think if he just worked, but he bounces around and bounces around, and a lot of times those hands don't move.
The movement of Starling is really bothering Kevin Howard because now his coordination is gone. He has no power. Once again, the uppercuts has been very effective throughout this fight for Marlon Starling, and he has his man in trouble. You know he's going to the body, Tim, and it's starting to weak and take effect on Kevin Howard.
Referee should be in there looking now.
Now here is when Starling should throw a lot of punches, and I'm sure the referee should stop it, or will stop it.
Well, instead he backs off, and Howard survives through another onslaught and indeed punches back himself. It did not appear to suffer badly from that last attack by Starling.
It really upsets me when a man is in trouble and the guy doesn't take advantage of it.
Under 30 seconds to go in the 11th round. Starling's got to be frustrated too to see that guy still standing in front of him. Hanging away at Howard in the corner.
They should stop it, Tim, really.
Coming to the end of the 11th round. There it is, and Howard looking at Starling with a look of, how would you do the final round upcoming? How would you do the final round upcoming? Marlon Starling very much in command, and his fans here in Hartford give him the final round encouragement. Howard coming out quickly as best he can. This is a game trier from Philadelphia.
Well, he has the punches. He throws his punches properly, but again, they just don't have any effect.
There's nothing on Kevin Howard's punches. He is landing, but there's nothing there. Normally, if Kevin would hit a guy, the guy would feel it.
I would think that he would be a successful campaigner at 154 pounds, and maybe that's the route he'll go. He can fight, but evidently not at this weight. Starling lands another big left hand right above our microphones.
Well, Howard can't afford to stay against the ropes. That's one place he can never be with Marlon Starling. That's when Starling starts to get those combinations off.
More mugging going on. Most of this fight has been a mugging. And Starling serving it up. Well,
now, there's a cut on the left eye of Marlon Starling.
Yes, there is.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. When you have a chance to get a guy out of there, get him out, because you never know what's going to happen in a fight.
They banged heads, and what Gil Clancy predicted could happen has. It's an angry cut at the corner of the left eye of Starling.
And
maybe too late for Howard to take advantage. We'll find out.
And it's unnecessary, Tim. Starling had a numerous chances to get his man out of there.
And the other thing is, it can also delay his training for an upcoming fight, whatever he has in mind next. Under a minute to go.
Now he should stay on. Starling should stay on top of his man if you want to get him out of there.
Howard doesn't have a leg under him. I think if the referee pushed him hard on this break, he'd probably knock him down. But he has plenty of heart. That he has.
Less than 30 seconds to go in the fight. 12 rounds.
I take my hat off to Kevin Howard, Tim, because he's displaying so much determination. Although he's so weak.
He sure did his best. He got off the floor at the end of the first round and hung in here as best he could. But he has been outclassed by Marlon Starling, a frustrated young man who got to feel himself that he should have scored a knockout by now. We're in the final seconds of the fight. The Hartford fans are on their feet for the Magic Man. They got to feel he has won this fight easily and taken the USBA and NABF titles. We'll come back for the official decision here in Hartford. Right now, let's go to our studios in New York and Brent Musburger. 5'9", but you can see the reach belongs to Marlon Starling.